good morning, boys and girls, friends, enemies, whoever, you know I don't care. Here we are again. Odd feeling being back on the bike properly. Done all the little jobs, adjustments, blah blah blah. And I've got my K-Berg helmet on, which I quite like. Oh, you can flip the front, it's a nice helmet. Now I'm going to apologise at this point because I have no idea where the camera is pointing or where the mic is pointing. Because I just stuck it on quickly. Now, do you ever get those little things going around in your head, thoughts that just won't go away? I'm going to hark back to when I had the accident and I was in A&E. And the duty doctor, triage, whatever, come in and he's assessing me. I've had morphine, so I'm talking rubbish, don't care, laughing. And he's gone through my bags by the side of the yellow bags that the ambulance guys stuffed everything in. They dug my helmet out. He said, "Ah, top of the range." I said, "Well, it was a treat to myself." He said, "Best treat you've ever had." Yeah, I've done a lot of stuff to this, so I'm not pushing it till I know that everything is as it should be. That clutch is right at the top. I reckon it's all probably almost burnt out. But that's a job for another day, isn't it? Taking the bloody engine and gearbox out. Anyway, back to... He said, "Yeah, right, I want one of these, but after looking at this, I'm definitely getting one." I said, "Okay." He said, "Honest truth, if you hadn't been wearing this helmet, we wouldn't be having this conversation." And I thought, wow. And that was a sort of an eye-opener. So last night I bit the bullet, being the plonker I am, and I ordered a new one. Yeah, I know, but it saved the particular helmet saved my life once, so stick with the winning formula. And I don't think I'm not feeling right riding now with a different make of helmet on. A good helmet, nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's that psychological earworm thing, isn't it? Do you ever have that? Other than that, I'm still really pleased with the bike. A lot of the things, the longest job was I saw an extension mod, an adjustable extension mod for the side stand. Excuse me. That time of year, harvesting. And I thought, the side stand on these is particularly low. Oh, get used to it, Alan. So I did the mod. Now that involved taking the crash bars off, taking the sun guard off, taking the side stand off, then having to wait a little while to find somebody who would do the job. Very small job. A lot of the local engineers have closed down, and those that are still going only want CNC work. Unfortunately, my mate Stuart come up trumps, he knew a guy called Bob. He's an engineer and he's got a garden shed full of engineering things, big welders and hacksaws and grinders, and so we had a very pleasant afternoon over there. Pheasant. I think my phone needs tightening up. Never mind, it should hang on in there. And he did the job for me. Now, when you're old and arthritic, knees, hips, hands, putting all that gubbins back together again. What was he doing? Why did he want to stop behind him? Dear oh dear. It was bloody hard work. That's going to annoy me. Just looked at the clock. Oh, I had to put a new battery on it. The old battery wasn't holding a charge. It's all cost, isn't it? I've got the best Exide gel. I trust them. I've had a lot of Exides and they'll give you 4 or 5 years every time, as long as you don't abuse them, obviously. Ooh. I stop and see if the other end of this reservoir has got the birdies out. Why not? Now the old me would be past these two, but you've got to trust your bike first, haven't you? And I promised myself, upon sentence of no food today, that I would ride sensibly just until I got back into the feeling. It's funny how 2 years off. Now I remember talking about, do guys who park their bikes up for the winter sorry, do they lose any of their skill when it's time to ride again in the spring? Well, I certainly lost a lot of skill. I am wobbling a bit like an old man. My lines aren't perfect. So the longer run, yes, you do lose. You do lose those habits, those ingrained skills. And so I've sort of answered my long overdue question. No need to brake that sharply, dear, for God's sake. That must be a woman. I'm very nervous. It's perfectly acceptable to reduce your speed into a speed limit and gently accelerate out of it, as long as you're within a reasonable distance. That's against the law, reversing out onto a main highway. So always reverse in your drive and pull out forwards. Mumble. Anyway, that was it for today, just a short one. Just proof and evidence that I'm back again. Hopefully, once I've settled down a bit, I'll admit, I am slightly nervous. and I've lost a lot of muscle strength, so she was a bit of a beast to manoeuvre this morning. So I'm going to have to rebuild muscle mass somehow. I see myself buying half a cow. That's going to be bloody expensive, isn't it? Yeah, this is the road, that's alright. I couldn't remember if it was the road or not. The road I want, that is. Don't like this clutch. It's too on-off. I wonder if bleeding it might be a first step, just in case. Whee! Which way are you going, Alan? I think that's it for now, don't you? I think I've babbled on long enough. No idea what the picture will be like, no idea what the sound will be like. No point in setting it up properly, because of course I lost my best mic in the accident and my best GoPro. So this is all a bit bodgy at the moment, and roads don't get any better, do they? Yeah, and as I'm transferring it all to a new helmet today, it doesn't make sense to try and perfect it. I will do. So you ride safe, look after yourself, look after each other. Whether it's a Hell's Angel or a mod, if they're in trouble at the side of the road, they're in trouble. Don't be one of those who rides past. Particularly one of those who sort of waves as they go past. They are annoying, aren't they? Bye.